All right, seniors, before I start talking about each of you as individuals, I want to recognize you as a class. First off, thank you. Each of you brought something unique to our program in your own way, but what you all brought each day was hard work and a desire to continue the traditions and to instill an understanding in your teammates of what being part of CVHS means. It truly does mean more than the wins and the losses. You showed up day in and day out without complaint. You handled your wins and losses with class, and you have made your coaching staff, your families, the school, and the community proud. In a few short months, all of you will embark on the next chapter of your lives, but my hope is that there will always be part of this program that stays with you. You have been through adversity and know how to come out on the other side and are stronger for it. Promise me that you will stay the great people you are, each brilliant in your own way. Your class may not have put the 2024 up on the banner in the gym this year, but your impact on this program will be felt for years to come for so many other reasons other than the number of wins we had this year. Don't be strangers. It is always such a great feeling to see the alumni come back and support the classes that come behind them, knowing that your time here helped build what still is to come. Our first senior starts off a string of players who are simply some of the nicest kids I've had the opportunity to be around. She has been a 4-year member of our program, showing up every day and quietly going about her business. She has gained so much respect from our coaching staff because she has always been a player who has bought in and understood that every role in the team is an important one. She showed up at every training session, put the work in, and whether the minutes were there or not come game day, she never complained and got right back to work the next day. She always made the most of the opportunity she was given, and the smile on her face when she scored her first varsity goal last year was priceless. I knew from the moment I met her we'd get along. For some reason, a lot of my early conversations with players when I first meet them have nothing to do with soccer. I guess it's my way of finding out who they are as people and deciphering the 40-plus individual personalities we sort out throughout the course of the season. In this player's case, I knew we would get along after she uttered 2 words as we chatted about vacation spots: Cape May. Any girl who heads up to the Jersey Shore and north to the beach always moves up my ladder of respect. The beach came into play again this season as I witnessed one of my favorite dramas play out, even better than Below Deck or Summer House. I wondered just how long she could torture her dad regarding her decision on where she was going to go to college. Was it going to be NC State or UNCW? She took him down to the deadline, and I'm happy to say she followed her heart and the draw of the ocean and stayed close to the beach, a decision I fully support. I've made it 3 years without calling her by just her first name, so tonight will be no different. Maddie Jones.
Got it.
Typically when a player takes a year off and steps away from our program and then wants to come back, the alarm bells go off. We start asking questions to the players as to why they stepped away and if their reasons and motivation for returning are genuine. When the word trickled down through the grapevine that next senior was returning, the alarm bell sounded, but I was quickly able to shut it off. I had no doubt that she wanted to come back for all the right reasons. Playing with her friends, continuing her training and preparation for playing at the next level, trying to raise the level of her teammates, and to do everything she could to put the year 2024 on the banner up in the gym. She immediately stepped into a role vacated on our back line, and her impact was immediate. All year, she was part of a group that held up their own against some of the best offenses in the northern region. I think the characteristics I enjoyed most in working with Chloe over the 2 years I had the pleasure of coaching her were her maturity, discipline, and honesty. Chloe knows what she wants, and she knows what it takes to get there. She has big plans and isn't going to let any one person knock her off her path to reaching those goals. I don't think Chloe is scared of anything, except maybe her mom. She would always tell me when her body needed rest and she needed to sit out. If I told her we were going to go biking, she could just do some technical work. The fear at the idea her mom might show up at the stadium summer training could be seen in her eyes. I'm so excited to see her play at the next level at Colgate. I would tease her during our fitness sessions and said, just wait till Coach Hawkinson gets a hold of you. Her college coach and I worked at Chantilly together, and she's one of my favorite people, so I know she will be in good hands. Chloe, we will miss your electric smile and cannot thank you enough for what you gave our program until your senior year. Congrats on everything, and good luck to you.
you, Chloe.
On the field and in the classroom, it's difficult not to be impressed with our next senior. Over the course of the past 3 years, we've watched a shy, timid, and nervous player slowly grow in confidence, ending her senior season believing in her abilities and becoming someone her teammates could rely on. Not nearly as boisterous and outspoken as her predecessor, she found her own style and way of patrolling the penalty box and providing a steady presence for us in goal. As I mentioned when presenting Sarah with her coach's award, sometimes training can be difficult because she didn't have her own position coach helping her every single day. Sarah is wicked smart and was always keenly aware of the areas to put in extra work on her own. I'm sure if she has her way, she will never have to deal with another corner kick, free kick, or lofted ball heading to the crossbar ever again. Sarah is a shot stopper. There were several occasions this year when she left our opponents shaking their heads by making one of her reaction saves, taking away what they thought was a sure goal. Our district is anything but easy, but Sarah never wavered at the idea of becoming the #1 keeper for Centerville. She knew the type of attack she would face, and each game she never backed down from the challenge. Off the field, Sarah is a saint and an incredible teammate. She took Katie under her wing this year and found the courage to share her thoughts at halftime when she saw something that might help us. No matter what kind of no matter what kind of session we had or what the result of the game might be, Sarah was the only player all season long to come see all the coaches afterwards to share a fist bump and a thank you. Sarah, I can assure you it meant a lot to each of us. I won't forget our conversation in the parking lot last year about hoops, and hope you remember to always listen to your heart and do what makes you happy. Throughout the season, we always try to pull some little-known facts about each player through some team-building exercises, but one came out about Sarah completely by accident. Sarah lifted her shirt one day to clear away some sweat, and according to Liv Larkin, exposed the most insane six-pack. The rest of you have some catching up to do, so quit whining when we get core. I cannot wait for you to start the next chapter of your life, which I guess might even include getting your driver's license. I'm insanely jealous that you will be starting next fall off studying abroad in London, actually researching who William and Mary actually were before attending the school named after them, and hope you have the adventure of a lifetime. Thanks very much.
One, two, three. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
If Sarah was a woman of few words and a calm individual, this next senior made up for it. Over the past 3 years, there isn't a day that has gone by that I haven't heard some crazy story or claim. The first year I heard, Coach Matt, you should see me play basketball. I shoot threes like Steph Curry, and I can dribble through the whole team. This year I heard, Coach Matt, I can sing a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner that would rival Whitney Houston's famous Super Bowl. I will say my interest was piqued on both accounts. The first I never got a chance to witness, but I can speak to the second. After receiving a video of her version of the anthem via text message, I had to make the tough decision not to let her before one of our games this season. I'm going to miss a ton about Lindsay, but what I'm going to miss most is her confidence. That and her daily attempt to chase down very reluctant Coach O for a hug. Always made me laugh. She was always confident that she was going to score a goal and that we were going to win every one of our games. I think it rubbed off on her teammates, and in some games I think she even reassured me that everything was going to be okay. Of course, there were times when I got to be the one to reassure her, like our game against Oakton this year when I wondered if she was ever going to leave the practice field because she was so nervous she was puking.
Great.
No team is ever complete without players like Lindsay. So talented on the field, but such an important piece off of it. The ability to make her teammates laugh, to constantly bring energy when no one else seemed to have any, and again to have the confidence in herself to get the job done no matter who she was matched up against. I hope you bring that same confidence and leave the nerves at home as you take your game to the next level at Washington College. I always tell the girls I value an assist more than a goal, and Lindsay had one of the two that I will always remember from this season. The pretty pass she played to Haley against Chantilly to help us lead to a win will stick with me for quite a while. Lindsay, you could drive me crazy at times, but on the bus rides home after victories the past couple of years, I had no choice to sit up front of the bus and see where you laugh and smile at the chaos you were creating in the back. Thank you for everything.
Lindsay. 1, 2.
Our next senior is probably the most versatile player we've had on our roster the past 3 years. As the season began this year, we kept sitting down and listing who we felt the best 11 players were. She was always on the list, but where to put her and where the best fit was on the field to give us the best lineup, the best chance to win was always the tough part. I'm fairly certain within the first 3 games this year, we had already played her up top, at the 6, and as a center back. Our willingness to put her anywhere reflects just how much we value her as a player and her ability to impact the game. As I mentioned last year when honoring her with one of our coaches' awards, Lily was willing to do anything for us, the team, and all this without complaining. If I ever asked her to play a certain position she might not be super familiar with, she would just answer with, "I'll try," and her little laugh. And smile that always includes the fake tooth she has no problem telling me. Besides a great attitude, one thing you can typically count on with Lily is some type of paper. I wish I had kept a journal of all the different things that caused Lily to step out of a session or come out of a game. In trying to recall, I think it had been toes, ankle, knee, stomach, heart, and head, to name a few. At some point during my first year with the girls, Lily crumbled down on the field for probably like the 5th time that day. At this point, we were so used to it that we just kept the session going on around her. And I told her just to roll off the field. I am thrilled that Lily is going to play next year at American University to prove she can play at the next level. There was more than one occasion when we said, what if, when it came to Lily? What if we play her there? What if we play her, what if we play her here? What if we play her there? What if she's in the back? What if she's back in time for districts? I'm glad your career won't end on a what if, and that you will get another chance. Lily, we won't ever forget how tough you were defensively. We won't forget your goal against Oakton last year. Thank you for everything you did on the field and stepping up wherever we needed you, and for everything you did off the field as a supportive teammate when you were injured this season.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
When I think of some of the most magical moments provided by this class over the past 3 years, this senior has been involved with several of them, both offensively and defensively. On the offensive side, she has one of the purest and strongest strikes on the team, and if given the smallest amount of space, can punish an opponent with a shot from just about anywhere 35 yards and in. On the other end of the spectrum, defensively, she has the ability to lock down any of the top midfielders in the region, and she relishes the assignment of marking someone out of the game. The 2 toughest things for me to accomplish with coaching Oz over the past 3 years have been to get her to truly trust and believe in herself and her abilities, and to make her smile and laugh. On the field and off, we finally made some breakthroughs last year. Giving Oz the assignment of marking Oakton midfielder Avery Brocker, a JMU commit was not an easy one, but we knew she was more than capable. After shutting her down for 2 games, Oz was a completely different player. Watching Avery get so frustrated and pissy to the point of throwing tantrums and elbows, all because Oz was truly something that brought me immense joy. I told her flat out, it's the job she did against Avery is what earned her first team all-district honors, and it gave us the freedom to be creative with other parts of our lineup. We will never know what could have been if she had been healthy for Regents last year in our final match against Oakton. In terms of getting her to smile and laugh, she makes it difficult. I resorted to sending her movies to watch that I think are great, and I think she's agreed on most of them. I will be sending her a few more in the future. The only other stress Oz gave me over the years was whether or not she was going to miss a district game for an orchestra concert. It must be tough to be so talented that both a teacher and a coach are fighting over you. What's funny is each time she had a concert and I would ask her how it went, she would always say, "Not so good." People will forever remember the wonder strikes and goals you provided each season, and thank you for the thousands of minutes you logged in the midfield for us. Thanks for everything and have a fantastic time. I spoke about this last senior earlier tonight, but that was just scratching the surface when it comes to what she has done throughout her time in the Center for Girls Soccer program. When thinking about what I wanted to say about Cassidy tonight, my mind jumped all over the place. What stood out the most? Was it how she is so incredibly hard on herself, never walking off the field satisfied with her performance because of how competitive she is and her desire to win? Was it her understanding of how we truly want to run our program, how we want it to be a family, there for each other in good times and bad? Was it how she worked so hard to come back from a variety of injuries, constantly pushing herself, never just throwing in the towel and shutting it down, finding a way to push through all the way until our last game, making her presence felt all over the field against Westfield? Was it her performance against Westfield earlier this year when she demonstrated her senior leadership and gave us a glimpse of the player she was going to be at Shenandoah, scoring a beautiful goal and then managing the last 2 minutes of the game according to plan, battling multiple defenders down in the corner with her throwing ball, getting whacked over and over again? Honestly, it was all of these. I'll remember our bus ride to Herndon last year and a conversation about college soccer and finding the right fit. I'm so happy you have, and I hope Liz knows what a great student athlete she snapped. My final thought on Cass inevitably drifted to what she has done for our program and her teammates on the mental side of the game. Although she's incredibly hard on herself, she's always there to remind others of how to put things in perspective and see the bigger picture. She was always there to help them quickly move on from the negative and get right back into a positive mindset. Forget it and move on, like the goldfish, of course. I cannot thank her enough for her work as our ambassador for Morgan's message. That message and that game are a wonderful reminder that where we are mentally is so much more important than where we are in the standings. Thank you for all you have done for CVHS. Cassidy, I leave you with the same words you gave the girls right here. Go be great. All right,
Real quick, Cass.
All right, so I will turn it over to the captain, whoever wants